So, hello everyone and welcome to RunGB's War Thunder plane analysis. Today we are going to be taking a look at the D.520, or however I say it because my French is worse than my English, the D.520, which is actually French, but it's in the British territory, a level 6 British premium plane. This fighter was historically the German counterpart to the French counterpart to the German D.520 Emil, and more or less the equivalent of the Hurricane in the RAF. This is a 9040 plane, and it performs like one. The problem is that it has the same problem as the German Emils. It has too high of a level. It's level 6, when 9040 planes of the Battle of Britain era, they are at much lower levels in most of the trees. You can see in the British Sea, the Spitfire 4 Mark 1 is at level 4. This is one of those fighters that you really want to love, because it kind of looks funny. It's kind of has its style. It has its kind of elegance built into it. It's not a really beautiful plane by any means, but it's stylish. However, when it comes down to performance, I have to say that this is not the best plane in War Thunder. It's effective, can get the job done, but it's I'm not going to say that it's underwhelming, but the problem is it is a 9040 plane which is sitting at level 6. And while this plane was actually the French counterpart to the Emil, the German Emil, it actually wasn't better than the Emil, it was actually worse. It was a very competent fighter. Well, it actually could put a serious fight versus a German D.520, but it was not better by any means, and in many ways it was worse. So what we are looking at is at a plane that is sitting at too high of a level, and while it's a good plane on its own, and it's by its own merits, the competition it faces usually is a little bit too strong. Still, it can be effective, it can be a very fun plane to fly. It's a challenge, and I love challenges, so I love this plane. But still, I have to say that this is, if you are looking for a high performance plane to purchase with your money, because this is a premium plane, I would suggest you to look for something else, because this is not it. It still is a fun plane to fly. Really fun. It has its strengths, its weaknesses, of course, and hopefully we are going to list them all so you can make yourself an accurate depiction of how this plane flies. To begin with, first we should give this classification. What this plane is a boom and summer, is an enemy fighter, or is a turn fighter. It's not a boom and summer, even while it has some pretty nice boom and zoom capabilities, because at the speeds it's able to reach in dives, it actually maneuvers very well. It's a plane with very good controls, and it's one of the strong points of this plane. But it has too slow of a dive speed to be a boom and summer. This plane actually buffets like mad, starting at 600 kilometers per hour, so it simply can't dive. When you are attacking lower enemies, you really have to dump your speed a lot, because otherwise you're going to break your wings. So it's not a boom and summer. It's got a similar weight to that of the BF-109. These planes are around 2,700 kilograms, which is very similar to a BF-109E. The problem is that the engine it has is less powerful. This is an Hispano-Suiza engine of 870 horsepower. A little bit more in the latest versions, but I don't think we have a late version D.520 here. It lacks power, and that means it lacks acceleration and climb rate. This actually is can climb with a Spitfire 1, which is not bad for a 9040 plane, but again, 9040 plane level 6. For its level, it actually can't climb very well, and it can't accelerate very well, so it's not an enemy fighter. So should be a turn and burner then. The problem is that it's not either. I mean, it's nice in turns, it actually is very controllable at slow speeds. Again, the strong thing of this plane is the controls, but it's not the best starfighter around because the wing you can see is not really big. It can turn and turn decently, but it's not a born turn and burner. So what is this plane? For 1940 standards, this actually could be an energy fighter mixed with some good turning abilities. But the problem is it's not at a level to compete with 1940 planes. This thing is going to go against 1942 planes. That's a big problem, and the plane is hampered by that. I would say this is a turn and burner with some secondary capability as a boom and zoomer, as long as you don't hit more than 600 kilometers per hour. But it's a lackluster turn and burner, and even a more lackluster boom and zoomer. Still, it's got its strong points. It has really nice controls. Really feels nimble. It's not nimble, but it feels nimble. I don't know if you know what I mean, but a big part of the plane and a big part of why planes feel good is how well balanced the controls are. This plane rolls very well, pitches up and down really well, has a very nice rudder authority, it's very easy to aim with, it's very stable while fighting, and it actually, up to the top dive speed it can reach, which is 600 kilometers per hour, which granted is not a lot, but still it keeps its maneuverability, its controllability, its responsiveness up to the maximum speed it can reach. So what you have here is a plane that controls as well at 200 kilometers per hour as 550 kilometers per hour, and believe it or not, that's an asset, because this gives this plane a true role, which is that of a high-speed fighter, which is kind of a mix of boom and zoom, but without the boom, if you know what I mean. If you have seen my video about the Focus 590 and why not all boom and zoom is about diving on lower targets, you will know what I mean. This plane actually has a decent, not really good because it's light, but it's got a surprisingly decent energy retention in straight lines. However, the strong point is not energy retention. The strong point is how well it maneuvers. So think yourself of a one-shot trick. You come in fast, you outmaneuver the enemy at high speed, and then you bug out. There's no second chances. If you burn too much energy, you won't be able to bug out because this plane is not fast enough for a level 6, is not accelerating enough for a level 6, and doesn't climb well for a level 6 plane. Still, flown fast, this thing can do really nice things. The thing is that, what's the problem? You need to keep that speed fast. How do you do that? Well, one of the ideas is to come at a higher altitude and use downward maneuvers, low yo-yos, speed tests, etc., to remain in the offensive on the enemy while keeping your speed fast. Because at those speeds the plane maneuvers really well. It has a very nice initial turn rate, and the controls are really well balanced at high speeds. So you can do very well in this plane. The problem is if you don't take your chances, if you don't really make the shot count, I mean, if you don't make your maneuvers count, you really need to kill enemies fast. If you don't, then you might be in troubles. While it's not the best starfighter around, still can turn quite well at slow speeds. So you have that safety net. Given that it rolls very well, you can engage in very successful rolling scissors, which is a very good offensive and defensive, mostly defensive argument for this plane. So if you run a little bit slow on speed, you are not defenseless, but beware, other planes can outturn you. The D.520s in particular, is not that they outturn you, it's that they start using a little bit of vertical, and as soon as they do that, you are lost because you can't keep up. You don't have the power loading to keep up with them. So be careful with that. You have the safety net, you can turn fight, but be careful while doing so, because this is not the best fighter around. It's kind of it's one of those planes which is not falling in any particular style, except on the one I told you, high speed maneuvers. Um, it's a turn fighter, but it's not the best turn fighter. So the plane is a little bit lacking. It's sad, but it's just that. Also, it's not fast at all. You can see maximum speed is only 534 kilometers per hour and almost 7,000 meters. At low levels, this thing is not quick at all. You can't run away from anything. So yeah, that's it for the characteristics of the plane. What about the price? Well, it's a premium. It actually, I don't remember exactly how much it costs. So sorry for that. You will know by looking at it. Still, it costs 4,230 lions to repair, which is not really expensive. This is a disposable plane. It has a very nice reward of 170 plus 170, particular to all the premium planes. You know, they have a plus of money income, and they have the usual plus 100% in experience income. So it's very nice in that regard. The weapons it has is other of the strength points of this plane, and well, it's a big setback. I'm going to explain myself here. It has 4 light machine guns, 7.5 millimeter Mach machine guns with 2,700 rounds of ammunition, and that's a lot of ammunition. So you have a long firing time with those. It also has a centrally mounted in the engine 20 millimeter cannon Hispano 404. This is actually an earlier version of the English Hispano Mark II. The Hispano Mark II was an evolved version of the cannon, the D.520 mounted. And it hits as hard as the British one. The problem is that it only has 60 rounds of ammunition. While you have this 20 millimeter cannon mounted and with ammunition, you pack a mean punch, and I mean it, really mean. It's very easy to aim with because it's centrally mounted, and it really hits hard. The problem, 60 rounds. You are going to run out of ammunition very soon. Still, the 4 light machine guns get the job done, and they get the job done quite nicely. The problem, they are in the wings. You need convergence. Which is the right convergence of this plane? I would never go over 250 meters, because these light machine guns over that distance will lack a lot of hitting power. Under that, they can get the job done, they get the job done, and you can get quite some nice kills with them. Firepower wise, this plane is pretty good. Also, it's very nice to have so many rounds of ammunition. They are light machine guns, but they get the job done, and having so much longer fighting times that some other enemies gives you a staying time that many other planes don't have. So that's a very cool stuff. So well, that's it for the intro. Now it's time to see some action. So we are over Korea. We are against the Soviets, and we have our D.520, and we have spotted 2 Russians who climbed it. Jak ones. So let's win a little bit of speed here. They are probably going to concentrate themselves against that Curtis Hawk and that Spitfire down there. The Spitfire is coming towards me. That's not good, because that means that whoever bounces him is going to have a freebie at me. So what I'm going to do is keep on going. Reverse my direction as he bounces to avoid him doing it. Okay. First one has dived. Let's focus on the second one. It's in a fight versus a Kurdish Hawk. Okay, we have a decent shot at him. There you go. He's on fire. He's actually burning. No longer. Russian planes. Really. So let's dive on him. Okay, we got him. Jack 7 there. Pretty far away, no big deal. So the thing about this plane is how hard it hits while it still has 20mm guns, rounds. Really powerful weapons, and the backups are not bad. The 7.7s, they are lackluster, but you can keep on going and kill more enemy fighters with them. So that's kind of cool. They are almost done. Yeah, we have 3 planes left. Jack 7 is going YOLO on that Curtis Hawk. Let's go inside his move. Let's give some separation. Okay, we have him. Go up. Good. Engine good, we don't want to overshoot. Some more separation. Again, we don't want to overshoot. Hold on him. And perfect position. And the guy doesn't even know we are here. Oh. Good immediate evasion, more hits. That guy must be really hurting. Okay, let's avoid hitting this friendly. Out of cannon. Don't want to hit the friendly. More hits. Critical. And no, assist only. Well, still not bad. Jack 7 there. You can see how maneuverable this thing is. You only have to know how to use it. Straight turn fights is a little bit of a stupid thing to do in this thing. You can see that I still have the flaps deployed. I don't want to overshoot this guy. Okay, another assist. Let's retire the flaps already. We don't need them anymore. It's a really nice fighter. Feels nimble, feels fast. Well, not fast. Feels quick. Feels nimble. Feels maneuverable. Okay, one Spitfire is down there, and the Jack 7 is fighting another speed. If the Jack 7 is smart, the Spitfire will never catch up with him. He only has to dive and use his superior speed. Okay, Jack 7 shut down. And that's mostly it. Only have one AI left. Spitfire there, probably going back to base. Okay, we are done. We are done in this battle. Pretty quick one. So let's move on to the next one. Still climbing. Okay, we have a LA5 detected. I-16, Jack 7, LA5. Let's see how we do. One of our fighters is already shot down, which is not really good. And I'm betting that that's a premium ASHAC, which means 20mm cannons, which also means that the Spitfires there might be in trouble, because that thing turns really well. Okay, LA5 is pretty high. That Spitfire is too busy hunting an AI to notice he has I-16 on his back, so he's going to die. L5 down there. Speed is on him. This doesn't look really nice, to be honest. It's a really bad tactical situation. Really, really bad situation. Okay, Spitfire is behind the L5. The other L5 is going behind the Spitfire. So let's try to clear him. Which we did. No need to keep it up. Even less when we have fighters inbound. Avoid head-on. Vertical move, let's go back. The Typhoon is dragging that yak. A little bit more of acceleration would be cool. Will we be there in time to hand that yak? I don't think so. Typhoon is doing a good job there, booming him. I'm going to try to come and finish this guy. Don't think he knows we are behind him, so let's hold fire. Critical elevator damage. Okay, enough. Typhoon is going on him. I think it's a little bit of a waste, but let him do so. We are in a really tight spot, and we have more important things to worry about. Okay, let's work our way down with care, not to overstress the plane, nor overspeed it. Remember, it has a really limited top speed in a dive for around 600 kilometers per hour. Okay, we got an assist on the jack. There are 3 guys down there, so we want to be careful. What's that L5 doing? They are trying to all concentrate it on that speed. Nice hit. Cannon is out of ammo, so we are on machine guns. We got some hits in that LA5. Let's go to the other LA5. Assist. We are in a perfect spot to hand down this guy. Let's cut his angles. He's going to try to go the other way. So all we have to do is to cut his angles. Come close. We are not really that faster than him, but on his screen, there. Ooh, pilot kill. Cool. We were not really faster than him. What we were doing was cutting his angles. I predicted where he was going to go, and all I had to do was to go the other side, and that way we came closer. So yeah, that was a pretty nice fight, and one that shows the D.520 pretty well. Thanks Spitfire, and fuck me, I saved your ass, you bastard! Dude! Who was the one who cleared your 6 in the first time, in the first instance? Ah! You ungrateful bitch. So yeah, 1 kill, 1 assist. That could have been a kill. Never know. I had a critical on that Jack 7's was a Jack 7? Jack 1 tail. So pretty nice results. So that's the D.520 for you. Mm, the thing about this plane is that even while it's not as good, I love it. I really feel well flying this thing, and it's strictly and seriously under average for its tier. But it's a little plane that is very fun to fly and it's very nice. Gets the job done, feels really well, and you can do really well with it. Of course, problems. Well, bullfighters in your team that are going to steal all your kills, but whatever. Other than that the plane is simply under average for its tier, but it's a challenging ride. It's fun to fly, and it's easy to fly. That's the thing. It's easy. It's really easy to fly. It has that point of being so controllable and having so nice balanced controls that you can do really well in it. Surprisingly well, given that performance-wise, this plane is an impressive in any way you look at. So, my opinion, should you buy this thing? Up to you. If you're looking for a high performance plane, don't. If you're looking for a fun little plane to fly, which is really fun and it's going to give you a lot of satisfaction, by any means, get it. Because it's a very fun plane to fly. So yeah, that's it for this analysis. The French D.520 premium plane. Remember that for the next week you can select the plane you want to see. These are the planes I currently own. Take a look and decide which one of them you want to see. Remember that it's my intention to keep the plane analysis varied in what regards to different nations. Also remember, try not to vote for planes that have a broken flight model or that they are going to have a fix soon. For instance, the Focus 190 Dora 12, they are promising that the fix is very soon, it's coming very soon. So yeah, other than that, and out of the planes you can see, just pick your choice and I will do the analysis of the plane you want to see. One final thing is, as I was telling you before, try to keep the spread of nations more or less even. So for the next week, if possible, let's do something different than a British plane. So yeah, that's all for this video. That's all for today's analysis. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. As always, remember that you have a link down in the description for the blog entry on this plane. It is going to be a written review, step by step, giving an overall view on every detail about the D.520. I hope you find that one interesting as well and that is, well, useful for you. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching and see you later.
When life's a little easy, the stress from the world outside, every longer will be alright.